If I was an English fan or an English player, I'd probably be hiding from the media for at least until the season starts for their clubs because the discourse I've seen online is diabolical. The amount of people making fun of the English players, the amount of people making fun is at Thomas Tuchel is a lot more than the players, which is just very funny to me. But I think the most outrageous person to make fun of England is the leader of a nation. And during a speech that Donald Trump had recently with Gianni Infantino, professional hype man, and Dick Glazer, he talked about England, and I'll play a clip here from it.
Uh, you have a great player in England who I played golf with. You know that, right? And he is Harry, who's been fantastic. I think they perhaps made a mistake when they made him a defensive player. What do I know about soccer? They took the league and they took their best player and then put him on defense. Then somehow, we got to be a little offensive, right? But no, I'm not going to call it. Look, what do I know about coaching? But that was a little unusual. But Harry is a great guy, actually.
I think that's both bad optics for England, for Harry Kane, for Thomas Tuchel. I think having somebody that many people in the world dislike comment about how you played poorly in a game, I think just makes it even funnier. Obviously, the president of the United States knows literally nothing about football, and he most likely was told his talking points from Gianni Infantino or somebody on his staff or whatnot. But if it was his actual coherent thoughts, if he has any left, for him to say something like that, I think if a monkey can see what's wrong, you probably did something wrong. But I want to highlight more on what Infantino is doing. Why is he cheering like a clown, man? We're already clowning on you for how you're running this tournament, and you're over here smiling like a schoolgirl in love. What are we doing, man? But that's not all. I thought that was just a fun little intro that I saw while scrolling. But what I really want to talk about is the World Cup FIFA halftime show. What are we doing, Infantino? What have you done to this game? So, for those of you that don't know, this year's World Cup is going to have something new in the form of a 30-minute, I think, 20-30 minute halftime show, which is longer than it needs to be and should be for a halftime. Halftime is usually 15 minutes. Perfect amount of time for just players to get more fluids back in their body, maybe grab a snack if they need it, just get energy back in their body so they're not just running constantly for 90 minutes straight at a high intensity. But now, with an extended halftime show, players are now going to be sitting around for about half an hour. Their lactic acid's going to build up. Their body's going to start cooling down. And in my opinion, and I think the opinion of many sport physios, that is unhealthy for a human body to do that, because when your body's cooling down and then you immediately tell it to go run the hardest it's ever run, it's going to cause injuries. And I would not be surprised if in the second half of this World Cup final that there is going to be a handful of injuries or just players cramping up more than usual. It's it's negligence. There's no reason for it. There's already a pre-final ceremony. Why do we need a halftime ceremony? Just have all these artists in the beginning. Just like have a whole big festival to celebrate what this World Cup's been, because it's, in my opinion, it's been a pretty good World Cup, and I think that's opinion shared by many fans who've watched this World Cup. But also, this lineup of artists, just if you're gonna do a halftime show, do it with artists that make sense. These are just a collection of like just big artists from around the world. Like, if I was going to do a halftime show, which I would never do it for this game, game's gone if once you have do this consistently. But you gotta have an artist from Canada, an artist from the U.S., an artist from Mexico. You have those three, and that's it. You take it just. They don't have to be the biggest stars, just somebody, and they all have to relate or be cohesive or just be artists that are like the focal point of the music culture of that country. And you got that with Justin Bieber and I guess Madonna to a degree. Like those are two big household names from each country. But then he threw in Shakira and Burna Boy, and then BTS, and then I don't know much about Gustavo Dudamel. He might be from Mexico. I don't know. Let me actually look that up real quick. Okay, apparently he's just a music conductor. I what? All right, he might be a big name in the music industry. I don't know. I don't know him at all. But either way, weird collection of artists in something that I don't think is needed. And I've seen this online constantly throughout the week since I've heard about this that it's dangerous, it's unneeded, game's gone. What are we doing? We're trying to Americanize football. Like, sure, the World Cup, not the World Cup halftime show, the Super Bowl halftime show is a big event. You get a lot of people watching, a lot of interest in the game just for the World Cup, the Super Bowl halftime show. But you can't do that for the World Cup when the World Cup final is arguably one of the most watched sporting events globally. I think the World Cup final is just like 50 times at least more watched than the Super Bowl is. I think just by like Europe alone. Like it's insane how many more people watch the World Cup and it's it's so stupid. With the Super Bowl halftime show, players are already geared for that. Like in football, it's a lot more just sprinting and like kind of being physical with your body. But with the World Cup final, players are gonna be running consistently for 45 minutes. There's not gonna be a lot of stops in play, besides the water break, which everybody already hates. But in American football, and especially the Super Bowl, there's so many commercial breaks. There's so many stoppages in the play that your body's gonna be getting a lot of breaks throughout the game. But in a game of football, you are running around so much nonstop that you're gonna build up a lot of lactic acid, and it's just super dangerous to be sitting around for 30 minutes because you're gonna get tired legs. You're gonna be super lethargic. Uh, I don't know where these. I don't know what the players are gonna do during the extra 15 minutes. If they're gonna be like running around in the tunnels, just stretching a bunch. Like I don't know. If I was Spain or Argentina's coach, I'd have my players be walking around consistently during the halftime show so they aren't gonna get lactic acid buildup. It's dumb. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if it's booed when it's announced or even being set up. But either way, the last thing I want to talk about real quick is another way that they're trying to Americanize the World Cup, and that is through these stupid, tacky looking fucking Super Bowl rings. I already think they're goofy enough as is for the Super Bowl in American football, but holy, what is Infantino doing to this game, man? These look so fucking lame and tacky. Like they're gonna be. It's just another thing that some players just gonna put on their mantle and just forget about. Like they're not gonna put it next to their World Cup trophy. That they're gonna put their World Cup trophy up there and they're not or medal and they're gonna do nothing else with it. It's such a stupid thing. Oh my god. This World Cup has been one of the most poorly managed things in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if many people oppose Infantino in his election when it comes up. I know Europe, UEFA especially, is trying to put forth a different candidate, but Infantino just does so many grassroots things that he just has the vote of so many smaller nations that it'd probably be impossible to vote this man out. Hopefully find a way though, because what he's done to the game is horrendous.